Welcome in, boys and girls, to Outkick the Show. I am your fearless leader, Clay Travis. It is Tuesday, and I hope you guys are all having spectacular days. We have a brand new presenting sponsor. I'm waiting for my backdrops. In the meantime, check it out. Bo Jackson, touchdown, Tecmo Bowl style. Yes, that is signed by Bo Jackson. Still got to get it framed because that's how I roll. I buy stuff and I just keep it on my wall before it actually gets signed. That is Angel Cabrera's Masters flag after he won the Masters. That's a flag that was up in Augusta. Boom. That is Angel Cabrera. Just showing off a couple of the little toys that I have in my office. Maybe I'll give you a tour sometime soon. I got to tell you, go to right now my friends at sportsbookreview.com. They're the presenting sponsor now for the next year and potentially more of Outkick the Show. They are the most trusted review and ratings of online betting sites. They also have the best info you can find anywhere to make sure that you're getting the best line. Shop around. We now have new odds feeds up on Outkick. If you are desperately sad over the fact that football is over and you're checking out maybe some college football games to bet on, maybe you're checking out some NBA games, whatever you're interested in gambling on, you go to Outkick.com. We've got a drop-down menu. You can check out the prices. You can follow it like the stock market and see what the lines are doing. I would encourage you guys to do that. Why did I go? OddsShark, still have a great relationship with them. More money. Our advertising rates keep going up. And as a result, I got tons of people who want to get in on this show. And if you want to get in on this show, you got to put more money on the table. So I'm a money guy. You get more money on the table, you make more money. That's what I do. All right. For our guys out there who are stock market guys, the stock market is up 600 points today. I know that because I have a phone and it has the internet on it. Yesterday we had stock market guy. He was obsessed with telling me what the stock market was doing. Well, let me go ahead and tell you what's going on today. The stock market is up 600 points. Dow guy was obsessed with the show yesterday, telling me what the stock market was doing. I got something for Dow guy today. It's an update. Dow guy, the stock market, the Dow Jones Industrials today, up 582 points at this exact moment with about 15 minutes to go. All right, love all of you guys. Dow guy, there we go. Dow guy. Several things to get to today. I appreciate you guys out there and all the support of Outkick you are giving. A couple different things that I think are worth hanging. By the way, Dow guy, show yourself in the comments, you loser. Several things I want to get to today. One, Nashville's mayor sex scandal. Two, Nick Foles with some great life advice, which basically boils down to be a helicopter dick. I'll read it for you. McDonald's French fries, the grease in them, it may cure baldness in one of the most unbelievable studies of all time. Somebody was thinking to themselves, hey, I love McDonald's French fries. How come fat guys are not as likely to be bald? Turns out maybe they were being protected by the French fries. And the daddy-daughter dance in New York City has been canceled because it is not inclusive enough. I'm not kidding about that. Not enough genders were included in the daddy-daughter dance. We're going to get to all of that. I have to start here. This Nashville mayor scandal. If you're not familiar with the Nashville mayor scandal, Nashville's got a female mayor named Megan Barry who was having sex with her male security guard, and it just came out that she had been having a multi-year affair with him. She claims that no city funds were used, even though they took 9 trips together, including trips to Paris, I believe, and Greece and San Francisco. They were traveling all over the world to bang together in happy harmony. Now, my first question when I heard this was, why in the world does she have a security guard that travels with her? I guarantee you that more people in Europe know me, and there ain't that many in Europe that know me, and certainly more people in the country know me than know the mayor of Nashville. At no point in time, anywhere I have ever been, have I had a security guard travel with me. I roll solo. I fly Southwest. I usually am sitting in the aisle seat. If you are flying out of Nashville and you hear 3 screaming kids and a wife who wants to strangle her husband, probably a good chance that's me, all right? We're flying down to Florida next week, and if you see me, I'll be there without any security, and I might need security because about half the time my wife wants to kill me. All right, I'm the guy who needs security, certainly, because I left her with 4 boys, counting me, all of whom are impossible to deal with. All right, I got a 10-year-old, I got a 7-year-old, I got a 3-year-old. How bad have things gotten for me, by the way? My 7-year-old, and I'm going to tweet out this video, he had to do his New Year's resolutions. My 7-year-old had to do his New Year's resolution. His top New Year's resolution, I swear to God, his top New Year's resolution to work on in 2018, I swear to God, I'm going to share this video. I put it up on Snapchat already. Be a better Bama fan. Of all the things my 7-year-old, my first grader, could work on, his number one goal for 2018 in his New Year's that he filled out is, I kid you not, to be a better Bama fan. My life's falling apart. So it's an awful situation for me. All right, but the mayor of Nashville has got this security guard that she's traveling all over the world with to be able to theoretically protect her. And by protect her, we mean pile drive her in the bedroom. Because this guy must have a helicopter dick of all helicopter dicks. Because in addition to getting overtime for banging the mayor, he made $70,000 extra this year because the men before her did not have security details, and they certainly didn't have security details that plowed her at all hours. This guy got $70,000 in overtime for banging the mayor, literally punching the clock while he was banging the mayor. And on top of that, she hired his daughter for an previously unbudgeted lawyer job to work for the city government. I don't know what kind of dick this guy has got, but we need to hire him to be like the dick of all dicks, because he banged the mayor, he got overtime for it, and she hired his daughter for an unpublished position to become a city attorney. And I'm just sitting here like, oh my God, this guy must have the greatest dick of all time. He's 60. This dick should be in the Museum of Dick Hall of Fames. He's making plays such at 60 years old that he is getting $70,000 in overtime, and he's getting his grown daughter, who just graduated from Belmont Law School here in Nashville, hired as a legal assistant. This must be the deepest dicking of all time. I don't know how this guy walks around and wears regulation pants. I don't know what's going on here. This is unprecedented. This is an unbelievable story here, all right? I don't know how this is not getting more national attention. Lots of you are not from Nashville, but the mayor was getting such a deep dicking that she decided to hire the deep dicker's daughter to be her new lawyer. I mean, is this not unprecedented? Have you ever heard of this happening before? I don't know who this guy is, but I hope my wife doesn't know him. I'm done for if your wife knows him, you're done for. This guy's just walking around, third leg. He's got a tripod dick. He's just throwing it out there. He's getting people hired left and right. He's flying to Greece and banging the mayor and getting overtime. This is one of the most unbelievable things I've ever heard of. Steve McNair's got competition in this city all of a sudden. And I don't know what the overall outcome is going to be. I don't know what the overall outcome is going to be. But I have no idea how this mayor still has her job. Now, I don't know who the vice mayor is. I have no idea who would take over if this mayor is forced to get fired because she decided to sleep with her security guard and hire her security guard's daughter as her top lawyer in an undisclosed job that required no other interviews. All right, this is an unbelievable story. But this guy is the Steve McNair of security guards. That's a Steve McNair type play. Rest in peace, number 9. All right, any questions about the Nashville mayoral sex scandal? I do not understand how she still has a job. I don't care who you sleep with, but if you are employed as the mayor, you can't bang the head of your security detail. You can bang whoever you want as long as they're not employees. And then you can't hire the daughter of your mayor's security detail because he's banging you to become the city attorney. This is some Louisiana level shit. Even people in Louisiana are like, man, I didn't know Nashville's mayoral office was this corrupt. Taxpayer money paid for this guy $70,000 in overtime to deep dick the mayor. And then they also paid for his hotel rooms on long weekends when they went for extra days to San Francisco and Greece and Paris. How is this not a major story if some of you have not heard about this before? This is an incredible story. This is an incredible story. Again, Nashville, the mayor has lost everything. And by the way, before I go any further, even though I think this mayor needs to resign, I know the person who can take care of her better than anybody else out there. My guy, Ryan Kelly. He can get her the best possible mortgage to save her money when she has to resign and she doesn't have a job anymore. He'll take care of you no matter what. He'll take care of your credit card debt. He'll turn your rate much lower. He will hook you up. Go to thehomeloanexpert.com. Even you, Mayor Megan Barry, when you lose your job and you need to refi and move to a smaller house, my guy Ryan Kelly, he'll take care of you just like he'll take care of everybody out there. He'll take care of your credit card debt. He'll find you a new home for the lover, for everybody else. Go to thehomeloanexpert.com. Get hooked up anywhere in the country. He's the Nick Saban of home loans. Even you, Mayor Megan Barry, he will take care of you. All right. This is amazing. And by the way, I also want to say this. I am wearing my DBAP countrywide shirt, nationwide shirt, right? And I'm still conducting research into whether or not to run for mayor. But I want you to read my lips George Bush Sr. style. I'm not saying no new taxes, although I'm opposed to all taxes because I want as much money as I can possibly have. But I got to tell you this right now. When I get elected to the Senate, or when I get elected governor, I will promise you this right now. I will not sleep with the head of my security detail unless he is really, really hot. So far, I have an unblemished record of heterosexuality, and I will not sleep with the head of my security detail, unlike Megan Barry, and I will not hire my head of my security detail's daughter to work on my legal team unless he's really, really hot. And then I might have to think, I might have to go gay. I've never done it before, but if he's really hot and it's like The Bodyguard, that's what happened with Whoopi Goldberg. That's what happened with Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston thought she would never bang a white guy, and then Kevin Costner was her bodyguard, and she was like, you know what, I'm going to have to bang this white guy because he saved my life. I don't know. If he dives in front of me and takes bullets, I might have to have sex with him. I don't know. It might be a romantic interlude. Might be that I'm gay and I've just never known it. Somebody dives in front of me and takes bullet fire, protects me from ISIS. When they decide to attack the Nashville mayor's office or the Nashville governor's office or the U.S. Senate, I might have to sleep with him afterwards. Might be good. I say it now. I'm telling you right now, I have an unblemished record of heterosexuality, but I'm hopeful that my security is not going to be that hot and I won't get so sexually attracted with him that I'll sleep with him and also then hire his daughter to work on my city election thing. And by the way, what's going to happen? Somehow I'm going to get audited by the mayor's office now. Like by the time I check my mail, like they're going to be upset because more people are watching this than watch the mayor's press conferences. And they're going to be like, uh-oh, we got to figure out what to do to this guy, Clay Travis. And by the way, if the 26-year-old girl is a big Outkick fan, which could be true, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that your dad decided to deep dick the mayor and get you a job. That has to suck. It has to be really awkward around the office for you to be like, yeah, I got this job because my dad's got the magic stick and he was banging the mayor. Got to be uncomfortable. Got to be uncomfortable. But on the positive side, maybe you got big dick genes. When eventually you have a kid, he's going to have a magic stick too. Could be a big deal. All right. Several things here. I want you to consider this. This is Nick Foles. Super Bowl winning champion Nick Foles gave life advice that I think everybody else out there can definitely appreciate. All right. Everybody else out there, if you haven't heard this advice, this is great advice in life in general. Here is Nick Foles. Okay. I think the big thing is, and this will sound very similar to you guys, what I have said before about life advice, but I saw this and I thought Nick Foles is thinking similarly to me, but I think maybe some of you will respond to this better because he just won the Super Bowl and I'm just a guy sitting with a Bo Jackson autograph and an Angel Cabrera autograph behind him in his house in Nashville. I think the big thing is don't be afraid to fail. I think in our society today, Instagram, Twitter, it's a highlight reel. It's all the good things. And then when you look at it, when you think like, wow, when you have a rough day, my life's not as good as that. you think you're failing. Failure is a part of life. It's a part of building character and growing. Without failure, who would you be? I wouldn't be up here if I hadn't fallen thousands of times, made mistakes. We're all human. We all have weaknesses. And I think throughout this, it's been important to share and be transparent. I know when I listen to people speak and they share their weaknesses, I'm listening because it resonates. So I'm not perfect. I'm not Superman. I might be in the NFL. I might have just won a Super Bowl. But hey, we still have daily struggles. I still have daily struggles. And that's where my faith comes in. That's where my family comes in. I think when you look at a struggle in your life, just know that's just an opportunity for your character to grow. And that's just been the message. Simple. If something's going on in your life and you're struggling, embrace it because you're growing. I think that's incredible advice. I think it's incredible life advice because we live in an artificial era. We live in an era where everybody goes out and tries to make their world airbrushed and look as good as possible. Whether it's Instagram, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Facebook. I think a big reason why this show connects is I cut through artificiality. There's no bullshit out there that I'm trying to sell you. I tell you exactly what I think every single day. And a big part of that is be fearless. Don't be afraid to fail. Be a helicopter dick, not a mosquito dick. That's effectively what Nick Foles was saying. Be a helicopter dick, not a mosquito dick. Because so many people out there in America today, and I think in the larger world as well, are terrified of failure, and so they never take risks. And I'm here to tell you I have failed over and over and over again. I have busted my ass, but much of what I have done in life has been about refusing to allow failure to keep me down. I have lost tens of thousands of dollars in pants. Of everybody out there in America today, how many people do you think can tell you that at one point in time they had lost $50,000 investing in pants? Almost nobody out there that I know of has lost $50,000 in pants. Almost nobody that I know of has put money on games like I have and had them go awry. But you know what? I don't stay down. I keep getting up. And by the way, check my mentions. There are very few people in sports media who come in for daily attacks more than me. I have said for a long time that a lot of what I do is I just refuse to lose. I just refuse to fail. Every day I get up and I grind. I wake up at 4:15 and I go all day long. What's amazing to me is people say, oh, you've had so much success. You make a lot of money now. Yeah, but I did this when I didn't have any money. And I don't find very many people. I've said this ever since I started getting up early for the show. It's amazing how few people I meet who get up in the 4 o'clock hour every day that fail. The truth of the matter is most people don't want success that bad. And most people fear failure more than they crave success. This is true across the board. Doesn't matter what race you are, what religion you are, where you were born, who your parents are. Most people are afraid of failing more than they crave success. And you've got to cleanse your mind of that fear. As I get older, what I respect more and more is people who are fearless. People who take risks. People who pull out their helicopter dick and twirl it around and go out and face the unknown. Because it's so incredibly easy to sit back and not take risks and judge other people who take risks all day long. And that advice from Nick Foles after he won the Super Bowl is fantastic. Athletes, I think often, and political figures and people who are in the public eye understand what it's like to be put on a pedestal and try as hard as you can and sometimes fail, right? To work as hard as you can at something and fail is incredibly hard. Most people can't keep doing it. But if you can be tough enough to deal with failure in all of its many facets, it can be failure in a marriage, it can be failure as a parent, it can be failure in school, it can be failure in business, it can be failure in sports. The reason why I want my boys playing sports is not because they're going to be great athletes, because they're not. It's because sports teaches you how to fail and still try your hardest. It's an important lesson that young kids learn. You can try as hard as you possibly can and still fail. I was coaching 7-year-old basketball. 7-year-old basketball this past weekend. And my son's team was undefeated. I'm an assistant coach. And they started to have a bad run against them. And my son was trying to defend a kid who was really good. And that kid was having some success against him. And he came over to me at halftime. We were shooting free throws. And he said, "Dad, I want to sit out the third quarter." I said, "Why?" He said, I'm tired. I want to sit out the third quarter. I said, "We've been playing all season. You've never asked to sit out a quarter before." He said, "Well, I'm tired." I said, "No." I said, "No, you're not sitting out. You have to play." He said, "Dad, I don't want to play. I'm tired." I said, "No, I don't care. This is an important lesson here. Important lesson that when things are going badly and things are not going smoothly and people sometimes are kicking your ass, you don't tap out and go get to sit on the sideline. You have to continue to play the game. You have to learn how to deal with defeat." And so the kid's out there in the third quarter, tears rolling down his face. He's 7 years old. He wants to win so bad. And at the end of the game, he was like, "Dad, you were too tough on me." I said, "I don't think I was too tough on you." I said, "I didn't yell at you. I didn't raise my voice. I told you were playing hard." I said, "You don't tap out. I'm not interested in results." This is a good lesson for parents, I think. I'm not interested in results. I'm interested in effort. And sometimes that there's a big difference between the two because it's natural to reward results over effort. But results are sometimes a function of whether you happen to be more talented than somebody else. Effort is about whether you work harder. And I want my boys and any other kid that I'm involved in, I try to consistently praise their effort. Praise effort over results. Because ultimately what is going to carry forward is effort, not results. Effort translates no matter what you're doing. Results, I might be better than you at a sport. I might be better than you at writing. I might be better than you at school in general. But the effort ultimately is going to determine whether or not you're successful. You look at me in sports media, I work harder than almost anybody else in sports media. It's not a coincidence that I've had the success that I have. You find somebody else who does 3 hours of daily radio. You find somebody who's exploring every single day, Periscope and Facebook. You find somebody who's writing for a couple of hours every single day. I'm in the public eye a lot, not to mention all the time that I spend on social media and elsewhere. I'm telling you right now, what matters is effort, and I think Nick Foles got to that in a really significant way. A lot of life lessons today from, like you guys just said, Uncle Clay. All right, a couple of other things I want to hit from the story. I loved this morning. We had a report. I saw it, and I said, "My God, this is amazing. This is a story that I can get behind." Story this morning. This is fantastic. McDonald's French fry oil could help cure baldness. Now, what I love about this story is that bald guys are so obsessed with being bald that they're sitting around thinking of what could possibly go on to make their baldness go away. And here's the opening paragraph. "The key to curing baldness could be found in the grease in which McDonald's cooks its French fries, according to a new study." McDonald's French fry grease could be the cure to baldness. This is a real story. Japanese researchers used a chemical found in fryer grease to grow hair follicles that grew when they were transplanted into mice. At this point, they haven't tried the experiment on humans, but they're hopeful it will work. So this is amazing. This is amazing. So somebody's like, "You know what I need to do? I need to try McDonald's French fry grease on mice to see whether or not it grows hair." So if you're out there right now and you're a poor bastard bald man, I'm telling you the secret to your life's salvation might be McDonald's French fry grease, which many a fat bald man might well have thought before. They might well have seen Jesus staring into a French fry's greasy surface. So that is a possibility. All right. In our daily absurd, I can't believe the world that we live in at this moment in time story. In New York City, they have canceled daddy-daughter dance because it is not inclusive enough. This is a real story. This is a real story. I can't even make it up. They have canceled daddy-daughter dance because it is not gender inclusive enough in the city of New York. Now, here's the deal. I don't know when we got to an era in American life where everything has to be fucking inclusive. Why does, if your daddy-daughter dance and you don't want to go, just deal with it. And frankly, if you've got two lesbians as mothers, then send one of the lesbians as the daddy. I don't think there are that many people that are going to complain, right? Who is complaining about this? If your dad doesn't live at home, go with your grandpa. If your grandpa doesn't live at home, go with your uncle. If there's absolutely no male in your life at all, then maybe just don't go to the daddy-daughter dance. I don't know why we have reached this era where if something doesn't immediately make you happy, then other people can't do it. Again, this is one of those things that I think is instructive. Why do all the people who want to go to daddy-daughter dances, and by the way, I don't have a daughter, but I bet she'd want to go to daddy-daughter dance with me if I did. Because you know what? I'm an incredible dancer. Let's just be honest. I'm an incredible dancer, and I'm a spectacular dad. So if I had a daughter, I think she'd want me to go to daddy-daughter dance. It's also possible that she would hate me because she would consider me to be a total embarrassment. But regardless, I would go to the daddy-daughter dance if my daughter wanted to go. And if I were in a school where my daughter wanted to go to the daddy-daughter dance and they canceled it because the concept of the daddy-daughter dance is not inclusive enough, I would lose my mind. I would step back and say, where are we going as a society when positive things for children are not allowed to occur because a tiny minority of people are fucking losers and have to complain about everything? See, this country has gone insane when we spend all this time bending over backwards to try to avoid offending people who have absolutely no business in dictating the direction of the country. Moreover, when you bend over backwards to avoid offending people, what you actually end up doing is telling the majority of people who have no issue with this that their opinion doesn't matter at all. So if this tiny minority of people that is offended by the daddy-daughter dance gets their opinion to invalidate the daddy-daughter dance for everybody else, what about all these other people that want to go? What you are telling them is that their opinion doesn't matter. And guess what? We live in a democracy. And in a democracy, majority rule should govern. And if the majority wants to do something, and it isn't harming anybody, guess what? I'm of the opinion the majority should be able to do it. Evidently, that makes me a crazy man in today's current society. If you are doing something, and I have said this many times before, when I was in constitutional law class, my constitutional law class teacher, Rebecca Brown, said, courts are important because a democracy is two wolves and a sheep deciding what's for dinner. If you're a numbskull, that means the wolves would eat the sheep. 2-1, they vote against the sheep. That would not be ideal. So if you are violating the law, the courts exist to protect the rights of a minority in any kind of situation. But I refuse to understand or comprehend how having a daddy-daughter day dance violates the United States Constitution. And if it does, then, my God, we have got some idiots actually implementing and reviewing and assessing United States law as it pertains to daddy-daughter day dances. I'm telling you right now, I'm trying my best to make the world a better place, but when I see stories like these, they absolutely drive me insane. That's the Woke Report. I am Clay Travis. We'll be live tomorrow, 6 to 9 a.m. Eastern. It's signing day in college football. The second one will break down everything. Barton Simmons will be joining us, and I'll come on tomorrow afternoon, and we'll assess where the signees went, at least the 20% of them who had not already signed. Much to get to. I appreciate all of you. My name is Clay Travis. This has been Outkick the Show. If you enjoy the show, subscribe on Twitter, subscribe on Periscope, subscribe on Facebook. Go check us out on iTunes. I appreciate all of you. Follow the advice of Nick Foles. Get rich by taking risk. That's the lesson of life today. DBAP, boys and girls, and say hi to my boy Bo Jackson and my guy Angel Cabrera. Both of them, two incredible athletes. What a backdrop today. I love Bo Jackson. I love Tecmo Super Bowl. I am Clay Travis. DBAP, boys and girls. I'll see y'all.